In this edition of Photoshop tutorial, we will learn how to design this food flyer. So if you are interested in learning how to do this, let's get started. First, set up your Photoshop document. Click on File, New. Move to the preset details. Give your document a name here. Set the dimension width to 4 inches, height 5.5 inches, resolution 300, and click Create when you are done. Now we will create the background first. Go to Windows and select Layers. Create a new solid fill by going to the bottom of the layer panel and click on this icon. Use the color picker to choose a color. Click on OK when you are done. We will now go to the resource folder and drag this image into our Photoshop document. Let's resize it to fit the document area. Now, let's go to the layer panel and select this layer. Apply a layer mask to it. This will help us in erasing areas of the image layer we do not want in the design. Go to the toolbar and select the brush tool. Move to the brush preset picker to adjust size of brush. You can set the hardness to a low value to ensure you have a smooth edge while using brush. Set a lower opacity value for the brush. This will ensure that the image does not fade too much. Make sure the layer mask is selected and the foreground color is set to black. Clean the unwanted parts. Now back to the resource folder again. Click and drag this brush stroke into the Photoshop document. Rotate the brush stroke. Accept the transformation. We need to first change the color. To do this, right-click the brush stroke layer and choose Rasterize. Now go ahead and select the Magic Wand tool. Click in the white portion once to create a selection around it. You can now press Delete to erase it. Move it down here and enlarge it. Hold Command or Control key and click in the thumbnail layer of the brushstrokes image. This will create a selection around it. Now, create a new layer above it. Set your foreground color. You can sample color from the background. Click OK when you are done. Hold Alt or Option key plus Backspace to fill the new layer created with the foreground color selected. Press Control or Command plus D to deactivate the selection around the brushstroke. Delete the original brush stroke. Go to the color picker and set foreground color to this. Hold Alt or Option and drag the stroke to make a duplicate. Fill the new layer created with the foreground color selected. Move it below the first one. Repeat the same process to get another stroke down here. Now it is time to introduce some texts. Press T for the text tool or select it from the toolbar. Type your text here. We are now going to set a gradient color or fill for the text. To do this, right-click on the text layer and select Blending Options. Click on Gradient Overlay. Click on Gradient. Select the first color stop and set color. Set the same color for the second color stop. When you are done, come to the middle here and click to create another stop. Choose a lighter shade in between the two colors. Now click on Stroke, adjust the size, and copy settings. Position, outside, blend mode, normal, opacity, 100%, fill type, color, white. Click on the plus icon of the stroke section to create another stroke. Increase the size a little and change the color. You can even choose to type a different text with this, and it will still work fine. Now hold Control or Command plus T in order to transform the text. Click once on this icon here. This will activate the arc warp around the text. Click and hold the node while you bend the text to form an arch shape. Click on the checkmark icon to accept transformation. Now, it is time to introduce some images into the design. Go to the resource folder and drag this image into the document. Resize it till you get the desired size. By the way, images I will use in this video are without backgrounds. If you want to know how to remove the background of an image, check this video up here. Now back to our design. We will keep going into our resource folder until all of the images are placed into the document. Pick the type tool and type your text. You can resize it if the texts are too big. After that, pick the rectangle tool and create a small rectangular shape here. Go to the Properties panel to change the color. Hold Alt or Option key and drag to make a duplicate. Write this text and place it on top. You can change text color, font, and font size here in the character panel. We will apply the same procedure to all other texts we will work with in this project. Finally, let's bring the contact number and location down here. One last thing I would like to do is to hold Alt or Option key, click and drag this image to make a duplicate. I will now move it below this background layer and apply a layer mask in order to clean the lower part. Reduce the opacity of the layer. Ensure the layer mask of this image is selected. Pick the brush tool. Adjust size and hardness here. Adjust the opacity. And now clean the lower part of the image. We will repeat the same process for the subsequent we are about to work on. Once we are done with that, we are done. Now this is how you can design this beautiful food flyer in Photoshop. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Please subscribe, like, and leave a comment.